to smile and spread a little joy. I have again with me Gloria Mushonga Roberts. I love her so much because she touches on a subject that I love, the kids. Common sense kids action. And she is going to continue talking about common sense kids action. We need more common sense in this world, and she's going to expand on that. You know what smile is. You saw it rolling in, and we were all born to smile. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome back. She's going to become one of my best friends, and I pray she goes to Ghana with me in 2018. Common sense action. Gloria, thank you so much. I loved it the last time, and I know I'm going to love it even more. So what has been happening since the last time, and we are going to touch on what you love, because some people may not have seen the first show.
Sure.
But what has been happening since the last time? I know September 23rd, we want to get that out.
That's right. The Office of the Child launch for the city of Pasadena, and it will be at the Brookside Park, and it's going to be a day of fun, filled joy for children and families, as well as information. Pasadena is working to become a city whose principal goal is to care for and about the children.
Right.
And there's only a few of them in the country at this point in time. And so that's the launch of the office. There is so much, one of the biggest things about nonprofits is there's such a disconnect, and government organizations and entities.
Right.
So when we go to look for help, it's a maze that we have so much trouble navigating that a lot of people just give up. Some people are so tenacious they get through it, but most people will give up. Yeah. So if everything is coordinated in one place, then that would make it much easier to get the services and resources that are actually available. Now, what's interesting to me was I found out a couple years ago about the coming together of the Office of the Child of the City of Pasadena and the report that was written to support it. But then I ran across Common Sense Media, and through that, Common Sense Kids Action, which I work for as a parent organizer. And I was amazed how many intersections there are in their mission and the beliefs of the two organizations, because at the heart of both is to serve children and families. Because if a family is served, then the child will be served.
Right. And I know on the last show you had mentioned Common Sense Kids Action is like AARP.
Exactly. In as much as ARP serves full service for senior citizens. ARP fights for senior citizens. ARP will see, if you sign up with ARP, they will send you a notice. This bill is happening. Please vote on it. Send a letter to your legislator that you want this bill to pass. Send a letter to your legislator or make a phone call that you don't want something to happen. And so that's exactly what we are doing as well right now. Right now, if you go to the Common Sense Kids Action.org, there will be a place where it will automatically pop up an application form to sign up. When you sign up, then you will be able to, and this is, I tested this myself to make sure how it works. Okay, so for example, we have a bill, 250 by Robert Herzog, and it's about shaming other children in school about food, getting food tickets. And so what his bill is about is getting rid of the stigma associated with the food ticket by using another form of to get your food, so that it doesn't stand out to, you're a kid that gets food, and then other kids make fun of you, and then you don't eat because you don't want other kids to make fun of you. And the whole purpose is to make sure that everyone has access to food.
Yeah, and you know, that is so important. Do you know, I used to be a bully. You wouldn't know that now, but I really, really pray about that. But I was also on welfare, and back in the day, you had surplus tickets. You had a section when you went to the store, department store, the welfare section. And I remember clearly, I failed my tailoring and dressmaking class because I did not want to wear the welfare material, and people knew exactly what it was. And modeling your clothing was 50% of your grade, so obviously I failed the class. Now I still sew because I learned a lot in the class, and I switched to distributive education and marketing, which wound up being a blessing because I retired in it at a very early age. But I was so ashamed to wear this welfare material, and when you walk down that runway, they have their crepe, their chiffon, their eyelet, their paisley.
Really expensive.
Really expensive. And then I come out with my washed out welfare in the barrel material.
Yeah.
Perfectly made, but not modeled.
Right.
So I can really relate to that.
Yes.
And the Common Sense Kids. Now there's a telephone number that I know you want to give out to the people.
The number is 520-200-2223. And this number, you put it in your cell phone, and it will bring up every representative that is in your area, who they are, how to contact them, and so that, you know, it's just so that you know who works for you. And this is the key part, who works for you.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we confuse the idea of what a politician's job is. Their job, we give them their job. And when I went to Sacramento with Common Sense Kids Action, and we talked to a chief of staff of one of the senators, she told us, you got to make them work. They represent you. That's their job, to work for you.
Now give them the number again. Again, the number is
520-200-2223.
Great.
Go to the website. It will be listed under events. Click on, when you go Common Sense Kids Action, it will go to events, and you can find an event near you. So that, and what we are working on with those town halls is to bring together people who care for and about children with people who provide services and do work for children. Whether it be a representative, a state senator or a state assembly person, or someone from their office, whether it be a professional like someone from Pacific Oaks.
Okay. See?
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been with Common Sense Kids?
It's a year.
A year?
This month.
Oh, okay, great. Oh.
In fact, I will be tabling tomorrow at Tyrone Hampton's pancake breakfast.
Okay.
And that was the first thing I did as a parent organizer, was to table at Tyrone Hampton's pancake breakfast.
Now I'm going to get a little personal with you, because I love backstories of when people are out doing nonprofit and giving back. Now, I know you're the oldest of how many?
6.
Woo! I'm the oldest of 5, so you got me beat. Okay. How many boys, how many girls?
2 boys, 4 girls.
All right. And your dad is, let's see.
Emerson Terry.
That's right, that famous artist. Now, and how many children do you have?
I have 3 children.
And how many grandchildren?
I have 5 grandchildren.
Like babies. I saw 3 of them. They're all babies. They're
Well,
minors.
the oldest one's 17.
Okay.
14, 13, and then I have my son, that's my daughter's children, and then each of my sons have 1 child. And they're 4 and 3. So.
Okay, gotcha. And isn't it funny how when you become a grandmother or a mother, you no longer have sense, they become your parents?
Yes.
I go like this. Yes, mama. Yeah, mama. So it's good to know the backstory and that you didn't quit when your children grow up. That was the point I'm trying to make.
Well,
people.
actually,
the point I'm trying to make is your job is not over until they are throwing dirt over you. You work your gift, or else you just taking up space and you're gonna get evicted soon. You need to work your gifts. Grandmothers, mothers, if you don't have children, go help somebody else with children. That support. You may be a better mother to them than their mother. So that's what I like about the common sense kids. Did you hear on the news where this young girl, oh, I hope I don't cry and mess up the makeup I don't have on. This young girl, 13 or 14 years old, got bullied and she killed herself, and the mother now wants to sue the school and the parents, the other persons, the ones who
We're
bullied her.
supposed to be doing the bullying.
Right. Yeah, their parents. What do you think about, now, we talking common sense. I want to give you maybe my take on it, not putting the parents down, because my mother was raising 5 children at the age of 29, single parent.
Oh, yeah.
So I know how hard, and I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
And she was having them like 11 months apart. You know. So as far as technology coming in here and that, what is your take on that issue? Do you have any common sense advice?
Gosh. That's a very
touchy.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, and what my focus and direction, like you said, and I actually, you know, as I was telling you the last time that we talked, came to this after a lot of different career choices. And when my husband was diagnosed with dementia, I had to stop working for a while, and when I went back to work, my sister told me, well, they have there's some jobs openings at the school district in early childhood education. And so I got into that, and I was surprised how much life it gave me as I was watching his life slip away. And so but the thing was, I knew I was kind of like getting older, and the energy sometimes it takes to do the work that I've been doing is not the same that it used to be. Or even when I started, I didn't have as much energy as like a 50-year-old or something. So I started looking around, what can I do, you know, because I want to give back to these kids who were giving me life every day. And so that's when I started looking for, I want to be an advocate. That's what I decided.
That did you hear what she just said? Did y'all hear what she just said? She wanted to give back. Her children are grown. That is our purpose. When you graduate from high school and get that diploma, what do you think is supposed to happen? Hello, hallelujah. What do you think is supposed to happen? You hang that diploma on and you sit there and play video games? No, you're supposed to take that knowledge and give back. Now, you get your passion, whatever your passion is, that's how you give back. I'm not telling you to do like me or Gloria. Whatever your passion is, that's how you give back and leave this place better. Now, your husband, is he still here?
No, he actually died, and I was still working with the children when he died.
How long ago was that?
It's been 9 years now.
9 years now, okay.
And so, and being with the children every day helped me get through that, through not only his illness, but also his death.
Yes.
Because I was with life every day, and when you're with the children, you have to be right there in the moment. You can't live in yesterday, you can't live in tomorrow, you can only be here in the moment.
And you know what? The one thing I want to say is this, that if you look at a seed, it has to die before it gives life again. All right? Sometimes you have to die to yourself. Now let me go back to that question I proposed to her regarding the young girl and my opinion on her committing suicide, and the parents want to sue the school district and the parents of the bullies. Now I'm praying for this young girl and anybody else that commits suicide because of cyberbullying. I happen to be a bully before there was cyber. So, you know, pray for me too, and people that would like me. And Shirley Patterson, if you're looking at this, please call me. I'll pay for a ticket to come out here to apologize. That's the only one that I remember really that touches me, and that was junior high school. Now, I believe the parents, if she had to call the school every single month, she should have that phone and monitor it. She should have gone over and met with those parents. What's wrong with face-to-face contact? She should have gone and had a meeting. The churches need to step in more. We are allowing this technology, which I love, by the way. I do Walking with Miss Coco every morning. Tune in. Yes, I do it Facebook Live. Trust me. I've been walking faithfully with my service dog for over 3 years. But don't let technology take over. Still pray with them, still see with them. Take that phone away from them. Go talk to those parents. I used to go to the house with my children. If they said they were going to, I wanted to see if the parents were home, because I used to sneak out hoping that, the parents were home. You know what we used to do? Come on now. They think we were born old.
Yeah.
Come on, I know how I used to sneak out. That phone is right there. It's even harder for the parents now. But you bought the phone. You have control over that phone. You have control over it. Churches step in. We got to quit being afraid of our children.
Well, Deborah Smile Lady, that is you really hit on something else that common sense is really about, which is, the use of technology.
Exactly.
We are, when you study media, one of the things you see is that there's rituals engaged around different parts of media. So, like, for example, when people would listen to the radio, they usually gathered around it like the campfire. And sometimes it was a matter of turning off the lights. One time I had students write a journal on, find someone who lived during the radio era and ask them what it was like. Now, reading a newspaper, the ritual has been, and even though people don't do it as much anymore, you read a newspaper, you might have it with your morning coffee. Before you do anything else, you sit down with your cup of coffee and your newspaper and lay it out. Or you have it in the evening with a cup of coffee and you sit down and you lay it out, and that's a ritual. Watching TV. TV has a cold blue light, and that we invite it into our home, and then it's this around this what used to be a small screen. We would gather again.
The TV, one of them.
Right,
I couldn't go to your bedroom. But you know what? We're running out of time, and I love it. You know what? You may be a monthly guest. I tell you, give your words of wisdom to the camera, and we're going to wrap this up as part 2. And thank you for being involved with Common Sense Kids. So
Action.
go ahead, great action. Common Sense Kids
I'm
action.
going to say the same thing I
Oh,
said
that
the last
seed.
one.
Oh, girl.
They tried to bury us, but they forgot we were seeds.
That's it.
Please call 520-200-2223 and find your representative.
You are just so perfect. Thank you. If you're not working your purpose, what is your purpose? Share your smile. Tap into it. That is so good. That is so good. I'm like, oh, I just love it. Where are your grandkids here from?
Ohio.
Oh, not Cleveland.
No, actually from Dayton.
Dayton, okay. 'Cause I was tap into your inner smile, and that's what you love doing so much. You would do it even if you did not get paid. Now think about it, because you may be a guest on the show, and the answer will be you've been doing it ever since you were about 6 or 7 years old. All right? Watch your children, grandparents. Watch your children, parents. Watch the children, teachers. Children usually operate in their gift by the time they're 6 or 7 years old. Read Renata Cooper's book, Playing to Get Smart, Betty Jones. I believe the children play, and what they play in is what their purpose is probably in. And if you nurture it, they can get paid doing it. Let's break down the smile just really quick, because I want everybody tuning in the first time to know that S, the sign language, American Sign Language, S, support. It takes a whole village to raise one child. M for motivate. The sign for that is enthusiasm in God. Whatever is in you, you need to share. And now that brings you to the I. The I is invest, giving back, serving, taking that gift and sharing it. That's what it's for. Your education is to share, not just to hang a diploma on and I'm finished with school. That education is for others. Then you're going to go with the L, the smallest word, but the most powerful. That sign for love is hugging yourself. You need a hug every day, believe it or not. And I'm not talking just, I love that hamburger, I love them shoes. No, I'm talking agape. loving people, loving them like you love yourself or even more. That's the love I'm talking about. And then E for educate. Here you go, educate. That's the E. Educator. Or teach. That's a teacher. So, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, your job is to support, motivate, invest, love, and educate. And right now, I have someone on, Common Sense Kids, and Gloria Mushonga, I hope I did that right, Roberts.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. I see you in the community, you're positive, you smile all the time. I am just honored to have you, Queen, on my show.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yes,
thank
I'm honored.
you.
I'm honored. Now, you know that first question. What is it you love doing so much you would do it even if you didn't get it?
Exactly what I'm doing right now with Common Sense Kids Action.
Good.
Working for the children, working with people and for people.
Good.
Besides Common Sense Kids Action, I also work with the Office of the Young Child for the City of Pasadena. And on September 23rd, the office will give a great big launch party at it's launching the Office of the Child.
At Brookside.
And it's all day long. There's going to be games, events, there's multiple participants.
So it starts at 9 a.m.
Yes, it
to
runs
1, and
all
then they
day
can probably
long.
go after that. Eat
Yes,
also, right?
yes,
So I see they have arts and crafts, children's activities, healthy snacks, child care. September 23rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Brookside Park, 360 North Arroyo, Pasadena, and Early City. So now that we have this, Common Sense Kids. Now,
right.
A lot of us, common sense ain't common to a lot of people, so I like the name of this. Bring that common sense back. So Common Sense Kids actually
Action.
does what?
Well, and that's where I personally have found the two crossover, the Office of the Young Child for the City of Pasadena and Common Sense Kids Action. Both of them, the goal is to with Common Sense Kids Action, the goal is to be to children and families what ARP is to senior citizens.
Now, ARP, you got to break it down.
ARP is
AARP?
Yes.
AARP, that's for 50 plus.
Right.
Okay, that's supplemental.
And,
okay.
and you know, there's lots of services they provide, but probably most importantly, they fight for senior citizens.
Thank you.
When it comes to making sure there are laws that are at least the bottom of what is necessary to have any kind of quality of life. Say also, not just for the older people or the senior citizens, which I am one of.
Yeah, me too.
But also for the children and the family.
Yes.
This is what we fight for with Common Sense Kids Action.
Great.
Is here's one of the key things we talk about.
Okay, good.
California, and I know you know this, is the 6th largest economy in the world. Not the country, in the world.
In the world.
Not
okay.
all out of all 50 states in the world. There are countries, many countries, that have an economy smaller than California.
Wow.
Yet, the children in California
And the homeless.
Well, the children in California live a quality of life out of 50 states, 47th. Okay. I still would say that the love is for the love, like you said, the agape love for our children. If we care for the children, then won't they care for us?
Yes.
Because if
we
we
are
are
modeling,
as we are modeling for how children should be cared for, and by how we care for them, then they will return that. And
exactly.
if we don't care about them,
exactly.
what kind of world? Let's tip that paradigm upside down. That's what I say.
Hello.
But you know, I have to add here, one of the things my father said about my mother's parents, he said they do things for people because they want to. They don't expect anything in return.
Exactly.
And that's what we need to do for the children.
True.
Because while there can be and should be a return, most of all, we need to do it for them because it's right.
No, and what I meant by that, if you invest in them well and teach them well, they will be able to give back to the others. So that's what I mean by that. What we did for them, they will be doing for others.
because
It's
that's
paying
the
it forward.
examples
It's
that
paying it
they've
forward.
lived under and with, and that we as a society should create laws that create a bottom for what is the, at least the least amount that supports not only children, but if the family is supported, then the child will be supported as well.
Exactly. And you know what? Your education, where did you go to school?
Okay,
We finished.
all
So
right.
yeah. So where'd you go to school?
Well, I went, of course, to Pasadena City College. Took a very, very long break and had children and had some life
How
experiences.
many children? Just go in and
3 children,
Okay, go ahead.
5 grandchildren.
Okay.
And had some life experience and then decided, wow, there's nothing else I need to do but go back to school. So then I went back and finished Pasadena City College, went to Cal State Northridge.
Okay.
Did my undergraduate work there, and then I did something that was fantastic. It just opened my mind so much. Did graduate studies at Cal State Northridge with Lily Burko in critical theory of mass communication studies.
Okay, good.
They tried to bury us, but they forgot we were seeds.
Love that. And they're reaping what they sow. Boy, oh boy. Thank you so much. And mine is holding on to anger and resentment is like taking poison, hoping the other person dies. Hello.
Okay.
So you got to forgive to live, all right? You know that?
That's right.
That is good. That is good. So thank